Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're gonna do another sorry, excuse me, we're gonna do another quick trait review. This time we've got Wolverine Get Mystique. This is from 2008. It has materials from Wolverine uh, 62 through 65. And we're going to jump into it. First, a little background. Okay, so Wolverine was created by Lin Wein and John Romita in 1975, kind of almost as an inside joke between Lin and Roy Thomas, who was the then editor. At first, he was a minor character in the X-Men. He grew in popularity after receiving substantial character development under Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Logan became the most popular member of the team and one of the few, maybe only member to sustain multiple ongoing solo titles consistently since the 80s. Mystique was created by Dave Cockrum and Chris Claremont in this Marvel comic in 1978. She's also known as Raven Darkholme. Mystique has been a longtime enemy of the X-Men, both on her own and as a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Okay, so Jason Aaron broke into the industry around the early 2000s. He became first really known due to his work on the acclaimed DC Vertical comic called Scout. Jason did work for Marvel and DC on titles such as Ghost Rider, Punisher. He did a acclaimed run on Thor, including the popular Jane Thor run. And Aaron's also done scripting for the indie crime comic Southern Bastard. Ron Garney has been drawing comics since at least the 90s. Notable ones would include work on JLA, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer. He's also done a fan favorite run with Mark Waid on Captain America, and he's done some fun art recently on Conan, Savage Sword of Conan. Okay, so after the events of the X-Men Messiah Complex story arc, neither X-Men Cyclops sends Logan to kill Mystique for betraying the team. The story flashes back and forth in time as we see Logan and Raven in present-day Afghanistan, and then back to where they first meet in America in the early days of the 20th century. And over the course of the story, you learn more about Logan and Raven's complex relationship. The story isn't super deep, but it is fun. Logan and Mystique meet in Mexico in 1929, about to be executed by a firing squad. Then it jumps to Afghanistan, where Logan is hunting her down for betraying the X-Men. Jumps to Kansas City in the 1920s, where Logan and Mystique are part of a group of Prohibition-era street hustlers who are planning a big heist. Then back to the present, and it seems like every time that Logan gets close, Mystique has one more trick up her sleeve, and she slips through his fingers. And the story does build to an interesting face-off between the two as they kind of, deal with the supposing conflicting natures of, of their personalities and some of the commonalities of their personalities. And it kind of does end on a bit of a cop-out, but it probably should be kind of expected considering the nature of mainstream superhero comics. It's an interesting dynamic that Aaron builds around Logan and Raven. Both are outsiders, both kind of seem to be on the fringes of society. Both are willing to kill if necessary. So the common ground between the two is pretty obvious. There's an interesting ethical dilemma built into the situation, but rather than see it through in a complex way, it kind of builds to a climax that you've probably seen if you've watched enough action movies or read enough superhero comics. Okay, so to show you a little bit of the art, right? Okay, so Ron Garney kind of has that kind of old school feel. Uh, you can see the influences of guys like John Buscema, uh, not Joe Kirby. Well, a little Jack Kirby, but I really need to say like Joe Kubert. Really simple, clear layout. I feel like I say that a lot, but I think that's something that I like in a lot of
a lot of the people I do like, it's actual comic book drawing, it's comic book art. It's not tons of over reliance on Photoshop and photo referencing. Well, there's nothing wrong with photo referencing, but there are a lot of people who you can tell are just doing the equivalent of like just tracing over a lot of photos and whatnot, as opposed to, like I said, using them as a tool. People will use them as a crutch. So I really like the fact that there's quote unquote realistic art here, but it's also exaggerated comic book art, and also, like I said, very clear, easy to read layouts. You can tell what's happening. Scene to scene, panel to panel. You can tell. The composition works really well as well. Okay, alrighty. So all in all, it's a fun story. Not super deep, but it's fun, quick pace, and exciting and fun. There you go. All right, so thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great day.